Welcome to beautiful San Francisco for the final round of the 2024 Safari, brought to you by Top World Disc Golf. I'm Keenan Dalton, here with Cory Murrell, aka Johnny Disc Golf.
So excited to join you, dude. I really appreciate you coming out to the city. It was a wonderful weekend, and just stoked to have the final round on camera.
Heck yeah, we got a great card. Andrew Miranda first on the box, followed by Jeff Faes. And we also got Mike Hale.
Giving it up for the camera.
And Devon Saucedo.
Yeah, the saucy boy, man. Devon's really come into his own lately. Over the first two rounds, making a name for himself. Kind of that Golden Gate Park double slayer, but now legit open player.
Yeah, it's cool to see a new face on camera and starting it off on the modified hole one. Tell us about it, Cory.
Hole one. It says 360 feet here in the hole description. I think that might be as the crow flies, because the drone is going to take you on an absolute journey of a fairway here. Normally, hole one plays to maybe the long position where the drone's over now, but today we are combining holes 1 and 2. Really, two plays are your options. You can go up and around, trying to maybe throw to the long position on one, or I saw a couple of people kind of cutting it short and throwing through the bush line, chopping the hole maybe distance in half, a little shortcut style.
Yeah, I like it. Let's get right into it. Slap hands first.
Gotta slap hands, and what a card, man. Last year for the Safari, we saw Andrew Miranda and Jeff Faes battle it out into the very last hole, where Jeff Faes was able to come out on top on a long, 40-foot putt. One of my favorite Safari moments. Curious to see if Andrew can come back and get redemption here.
Yeah, he definitely has been playing well lately.
I like this. Up. Yeah, it looks like up to that C position. So should be noted, first couple of holes, we aren't going to have catch cam. The gracious Andy Hale was finishing his AM1 round and is going to join us after a couple holes here.
Yeah, I feel like this par 4, it's really all about the second shot. You just got to get a little distance up the fairway and hopefully give yourself a look 3.
Yeah, really, you can play it to the B position on hole 1 or the C. That's kind of your two options. I believe Mike here is probably going to look to go large on the sidearm and push it up onto that next ledge, like 3's fairway almost. I like the graphics, gotta say, Keenan, man, and I'm appreciative. I love just the local coverage. It all looks slick, dude. Yeah,
thank you. Really stoked to be covering this event another year.
Oh, man. Bad roll. I liked it out of his hand, but maybe 5 feet longer than he wanted, and it clips the tree.
Yeah, birdie's probably not totally out of the equation from there, though, right?
Yeah, no question. You can always kind of, there's going to be some trees in the way, but you can make your way for sure. Devon got to be feeling the pressure a little bit. 2 fantastic rounds to start the tournament, but he definitely does not have a ton of lead card experience. Having said that, this is a great spot to be. Should note there is OB by the basket. First 2 rounds we were playing normal hole 2, but the right side of that basket drops off to a cliff with a little bit of OB right next to it.
It kind of looks like Mike Hale testing that OB you just talked about.
Oh, he tested, and I'm assure you he found it. That was a little juiced. Or had to have found it, I assume.
Good upshot from Andrew Miranda. Kind of a tough spot for Faes.
Yeah, kind of in between the 2 fairways that you might want to go for, but Faes is he's the guy around here. I mean, you play Golden Gate, Faes is the person you got to beat if you want to be the best.
He's probably got more loops around this track than most.
True. Devon had the outside chance. I like the juice on the putt, but maybe a little sketchy comebacker.
So here's Faes for birdie.
Oh, snuck it in.
Ooh.
You can see those flags just to the right of the basket, how close that out of bounds is, so the approaches are a little sketchy.
Oh, and Andrew's putt sticks, very similar to Jeff's.
Yeah, I was going to say, both kind of sneaking it in. You'll take the green on the scorecard, but not necessarily confident strokes.
Oh, no.
Oh my God! I was just gonna say, speaking of confidence. Oh wait, Sale didn't go OB?
Yeah, he just stayed in bounds and gets the birdie.
Wow, must have kicked that tree and dropped straight down. Love to see that. Dang, Devon.
But yeah, that was a nasty spit out right off the pole.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe just a little too much pace on that.
I was gonna say it isn't just the Prodigy baskets that spit apparently.
All right, on to tournament hole 2.
Oof. Tournament hole 2, normally course hole 4. Today we are going to be playing to the shortest position, which somehow ends up being the hardest relative to par. 243 feet, a lot of trees to miss. You're trying to throw sidearm and backhand plays, both probably equally as technical. I think a lot of these guys are just going to be throwing nice and overstable, pulled over to the right, and have it just gently fade back in.
Oh, just like that.
Yeah, you gotta love that. Kind of playing that straight gap. I think, oh, Faes, see, he's going super flippy putter. He's got the spin in his hands.
Nice.
Thread the needle, but honestly, I think all of these might be like 25 to 30 feet right of the basket.
Yeah, you want it to fade right at the end, huh?
Yeah, a little bit of fade. It's a scary putt. The bush behind the basket is Bogeyville.
Yeah, it's tough to miss all these eucalyptus trees, too.
No question. Definitely one of the tighter fairways on the course, and this upshot is super sketchy.
A little high. Oh, it never really faded.
No, just kind of finds that bush. He's going to have a tough 3 look.
Here's Devon for birdie. Not to be, just going to be a tap-in par.
Oof, Sale.
Yep, just has to slide it under the basket for bogey.
Yeah, you can see the distance left on these putts. Good stop, though, at least. The last thing you want to do is airball there.
Jeff for birdie.
Oh. Wow, do not see that very often.
Yeah, uncharacteristic miss from Jeff.
It was so fun watching Jeff play out at Masters Worlds in Emporia. Really, like, his first trip out to a Masters Worlds and, I mean, making his play known across the nation.
That's great. I mean, I didn't even know he's up to Masters age already.
Yeah, he I believe he's 2 years in, so he's opted not to play the last 2 years, but this year definitely made it happen, and I think with a performance like taking second, we'll likely see him at a lot more going forward.
Absolutely. Congrats to Jeff on that. All right, moving on to the next hole, tournament hole 3. Tell us about it.
Hole 3 is in the newest pin position here on the hole. You'll see the drone flying over the A position, which might be the best shot on the course. Until we install this new one, about 40, 50 feet longer, right up on this new kind of terraced green that we've built up. Probably a good fairway pull. Oh, interesting. I was not expecting the ante line.
The outside line, yeah. Yeah, during this round, we did have like a left to right kind of wind that was really, you see it with Jeff's shot here, pushing it down, but you really got to get the height on it if you're going to go for that kind of turnover line.
No question. Interesting if, oh my gosh, are these big boys influencing Devon? I almost never see anyone throw that line.
You usually see the sidearm through this hole.
That's wild that there was no up-the-gut shots on this hole.
Oh, and Mike's gets lifted and finds the out of bounds.
Yeah, out of bounds on the right side of the hole. That path plays all the way down. This is, hopefully he can get up and down for his 4, but tough luck.
Yeah, this is kind of one of the most iconic holes out here at Golden Gate, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, no question. The course was literally built around this hole. The designers got to this fairway and they're like, okay, we have to use this. A little bit too much air. So we did have some hornets off the left side of this basket. You'll see some flags. They're not OB, but it is just a optional relief area.
Here's Jeff tapping in his par.
Not a bad score on this one. Definitely one of the harder holes relative to par. If you look at the end of round stats, OB to the right, lots of trees in the way. We're chit-chatting a little bit with the crew, spotting and helping guide people on the hole, and they just said it was carnage all day long.
Yeah, a tough one to get the birdie too on this one for sure.
Yeah, I believe there's only 2 birdies on the day, maybe 3. You know, the wind was up this weekend, and it is an absolute rope job up the middle.
So on to hole 4, a little shorty.
Exactly. This one isn't technically a hole that we might have on the course day to day, but it's deemed 5.5, and lately the secret's out. There has been a basket lying under this tree we see flying by now. Today, though, we are going to be playing to the longer pin position that we set up here, under the trees, skipping across the sand, and hopefully nestling in this little grove right into the back here. This one's really tough, especially with that right to left wind.
Yeah, I like it. It's kind of a must get, but it still has some technicality.
Totally. I mean, beautiful shot there by Andrew.
Great shot.
I don't think you see a lot of the mid-level players birdieing this one, but anyone with a pretty solid sidearm, I think, is going to be in a good place.
Yeah, like you were saying, you got to hit that sandy area to get the ground action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough to just keep that nose down. You got to, like, throw it down but nose up, which is, like, a tricky thing to do.
Yeah, I'm great.
Oh, Mike kicks right.
I think it is.
Tough start by Sale. Hate to see it.
Okay, you guys go this stance? Yeah.
See if you can scramble the par here.
Great.
He's got a chance. It's going to be a longer look than he wants, though. Yeah, Devon actually just moved from the city to Davis, where he's going to college. And his skill has just gone up so much since then. I think he's got a nice disc golf team and crew that he's out there just grinding with.
Yeah, I saw his... Oh, wow.
Sick putt.
Incredible par save from Mike. I was going to say I saw that Devon's PDGA numbers in the 200,000s.
Exactly. He's a young gun, man. Like freshman or sophomore in college, I don't know exactly, but I played with one of his teammates from UC Davis during round 2, Andres, and we were kind of chit-chatting about how they all motivate each other, and they've all just gotten so much better since they've found like-minded people, similar age, similar skill. That's what you want.
Oh yeah, I know Andres. I filmed him at the Masters Cup Amateur.
Oh, awesome.
weekend.
Yeah, solid player, man. Good guy.
All right, moving on to another iconic hole here out at Golden Gate Park, tournament hole 5.
Yes, tournament hole 5, naturally hole 6, but we're playing to hole 7's basket. I know that's a mouthful, but it's called the San Francisco Safari for a reason. Really, your play here is just to throw the normal shot that you would for the pyramid we've seen in years past on coverage. Backhand turnover plays, sidearm if you're really feeling fine to hit the gap plays. Really, it's a first shot hole. I think a lot of times par 4s can be like second shot holes, but you can just see the fairway uphill, bending to the right, a lot of trees to hit. So anything that you got that can just make your way down the fairway.
Ooh, and you got to miss these early trees.
Yeah, really, you got to be pushing up and to the right. Otherwise, it's going to be a really technical second shot.
And Andy just finished his round, so he also got some catch cam now.
Hey, there we go. Andy's back, and the production has improved already. I like that shot from Faes, just really pushing it out of the trouble, giving yourself a pretty wide open shot up to that basket. Definitely played as one of the easier holes on the course, just relative to par. But, I mean, if you hit early, good luck.
Wow, and Jeff seemed to really take that inside route that you flew with the drone there.
Yeah, Sail with a big sidearm there. Should have a relatively short approach.
So even though Andy hit early, birdie's not out of the question, out of the equation here.
No, he's
Still got to look.
Good spot. Like I said, I mean, as long as you keep making your progress up there, it's not too tight of a line on your second shot. Oof. Devon making it a tight line on the second shot.
Yeah, he's got a circle's edge putt as well.
Good shot. This is the 7C position. that we're playing to, so the longest of the pins here on 7. Kind of what I expected. A bunch of pretty easy par looks, or birdie looks, I should say.
Yeah, Jeff, kind of an awkward stance, a little high, but yeah, still a circle's edge look.
Yeah, in his range, but obviously not the shot he wanted. Jeff missing,
No.
and likely to go back 3 from Andy Miranda here.
Yeah, he's pulling away a little bit. Devon for birdie.
Ugh. Hate to see it, man. You play so good for the weekend. You get the cameras out, and then some of that kind of starts happening. It's a tale as old as time.
Absolutely. I've definitely filmed the other 3 many times, so they're more used to the camera jitters.
Well, and with an established professional like Keenan Dalton standing behind the basket, I mean, gosh, talk about just sending shivers up the spine. I mean, shouts to Mary Jane, too, man. We got 3 camera coverage, you guys noticed. It was a family affair out there in Golden Gate Park.
Absolutely. Shout out to Mary for filming the reaction cam. It's great to have her out here. All right, headed on to hole 6. Tell us about it.
Yeah, hole 6, course hole number 9, and I will take the L. I came out here to fly drone and somehow did skip this one. So we are going to use a drone from years past, flying to hole B, but today we are going to be playing to the C position, which basically flies this same shot, but then with a little bit of left hyzer finish. This one, you said must get on hole 5.5. This one is definition of must get.
Yeah, you got to kind of aim for the TP, right? You call that Jeffrica?
Yep, Jeffrica, named after Jeff Faes, who is on the card. Jeff made a little baby pile of sticks before leaving to Africa, and then by the time he was back, the club had built it up into this like epic TP thing. So, yeah, if you can just air it slightly above and slightly to the right of the pile of sticks or the TP, just as Jeff is doing here, you're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, if a hole's named after you, you're probably pretty good at throwing the hole.
Exactly.
These guys making easy work of this so far.
This one a little tighter. So should note, I guess we should have noted before they threw, there is OB left of the basket, kind of behind that catch camera there. None of our players are really testing it at all, though.
Boom. Nice birdie putt from Andy.
Good putt. Controlled coming out of the hand. You could just see it felt comfortable. He looked smooth. I think he's about to go on a run here.
Yeah, 3 in a row already. He's heating up. And Devon for birdie.
Ooh, back on the train, man, after the short miss on 7.
Yeah, I like his delivery, a smooth spin.
I was gonna say the putt feels in control, but it seems like it's hitting the chains heavy. It's coming in with authority.
So that's going to be a star frame for our lead card, like you said. Must get on hole 6.
Yeah, must get on hole 6, and for this level of play, I think hole 7 is gonna be a must get as well. 255 feet. It does play significantly uphill, so I think it's closer to like a 300-foot shot. But your basic backhand hyzer up onto this knoll here to the left is going to be your play. Kind of fun, though. This starts our journey into the pop-up course, if you will. For years, the safari took place on another part of the park, and they would set up a temporary course. So we always try to rent out this side of the park and get back to our roots of playing just on a pretty wild piece of land relative to the course,
Yeah, I love these temp holes. And like you said, the hyzer's kind of the play, and Andrews just went dead straight, so he's not really going to have much of a birdie look down there to the right. Really drops off, slopes down.
Yeah, good point. If it just holds straight, it's just going to fall down that hill and get further and further away. Oop, Jeff.
Super wide.
Wow. Unintentional or not? Hard to say. A little higher than he wanted to, I think.
See if Devon can correct off of those first 3 drives.
I love this. Push it. Yeah, good shot.
Yeah.
Still a little short, but nice shot.
Yeah, even with the hyzer, it does have to stand up just a little bit to get that forward momentum to get up onto this green.
Yeah, the wind always is an issue out here on these extra holes. The course itself, sail, come on down. The course itself, I think, guards a lot of the wind from the actual play, but out here, you're kind of getting battered a little bit.
Nice birdie from Devon.
There we go. Back on the saddle. Good catch off of the right side of the chains. Kind of one of those 50-50 balls for sure.
Yeah, back under par as well. And a good par from Miranda after kind of going too straight off the tee.
Yeah, off to the right side of the green, you get those scraggly trees. It's tough to manufacture a putt from over there. And I want to give shouts to the TDs, man. We had a 3-headed monster of Hunter, Brian, and Daniel out here, and they moved the pins on these temp holes every day. The vast majority of the holes on the course were in different pin locations every day, and it's, work that does not go unnoticed. Very appreciative, and honestly, it kind of makes the tournament, in my opinion, to be playing new holes every day.
Absolutely, it's not an easy job being tournament directors,
No.
moving baskets. So definitely, shouts out to those guys.
Hole 8 here on the front 9. I love this hole. We've played a bunch of different varieties here on this temp side of the course, but this hole seems to be pretty much the same year in, year out. Throwing off the top of this ridge over a little valley. The only nuance this year is they have added OB, so the bush line long and to the right of the basket is going to be out of bounds, and that one, I believe, just found it, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty tight over there.
Yeah, I think sidearm's definitely the play. Andrew here.
Oh.
Yeah, the sidearm's the play, but granted, you're throwing right at out of bounds, so it's very touchy.
Yeah, or else it's this kind of backhand flex shot.
Yeah, baby flex in there. It's tough, though.
Yep.
There's those 2 branches in the middle of that flight zone on the right side that... Oh. Wow, Jeff.
Also finding the OB.
Man, I got to say, this is uncharacteristic play from Jeff over the first 8 holes.
Yeah, so this is going to be for 3 under the basket. So he's going to have a bogey and lose another stroke to Miranda.
I mean, at least one. Andy's he's up in business. He could birdie it. Man, the putter does not come out of Mike's hand like he wants it either.
So this is for 3 after Devon went OB off the tee. Oh, it splashes out left. And Andrew Miranda for birdie.
Wow, 2-stroke swing. He's taking command of this round.
Bad, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a great putt.
4 strokes, 5 before he taps in.
I love the loose hay on the green on this hole. It kind of gives you a little, some skips or some slide, second guess your upshot or drive.
Totally. Like this whole backside, or a large portion of it, has a lot of the... we're about a month and a half from all of that being green, so it's that classic NorCal golden brown dead grass. Speaking about an interesting hole, I don't know that I would call that this one. The hole 9 is a combination of holes that we played on Saturday. We had 2 shorty little par 3s. Now it's into a very drivable par 4. Up off of the tee pad, you're shooting down to the right, or you're getting aggressive and you are ripping it all the way into the middle of this corral. Not too much OB to speak of. Eagle is in play, though. Not for Andrew.
No, stands still off the tee and hits first available. Mike's going big, though.
Oh, I was wondering if anybody would do this. How's this gonna... No way.
The wind takes it.
No way. Oh, wow. OB right?
Yeah, over the corral.
Yeah, the wind, honestly, this side of the hill, the wind is just ripping.
This looked like more the intended line, but he just didn't get the last little bit of turn that he needed.
Yeah, this is the play that I like most, Jeff here. Just playing it right into the middle, and he's probably gonna have like a 150-foot approach for his birdie, especially after watching how the hole just went for these guys.
Yeah, Andrew kind of going up high like Mike did on his first shot, but just much shorter, hits the tree, drops down. So he's not 2 metered, but I think the birdie's out of the question there.
Yeah, Devon. Oh, gosh, the hole is so easy if you can just chip it down and to the right. It like hurts to see all this struggle.
See if Jeff can make it happen.
Oh, perfect. Jeff playing it the traditional route. All these guys throwing it up and over, hitting trees. Oh.
That's going to be a tester coming back for Andrew to save his par.
Yeah, just chipping it up. No reason to get too crazy over here. Sail with an interesting par or birdie putt here. I cannot express to you how windy it was here. I mean, you could just see the shirts blowing, and it's such a tough green to putt on. Oh my God.
Andy with another tester.
And this is for bogey?
Yep.
Well, quality putt there.
Yeah, so with Jeff Faes getting the birdie here, it's going to be a 2-stroke swing.
Yeah, strokes are flying everywhere, Keenan.
Yeah, I love that for a Sunday final round.
Yeah, it can kind of be that way, especially over here. You know, the kind of local advantage, there's not quite, it kind of goes out the window a little bit. You know, not quite the pure lines. It's a little bit more read and react. Wind is up. I think, like, expecting some volatility is normal on these extra holes. Man, par doesn't feel great, but when you got a bogey on the card, it doesn't feel too bad.
All right, that's going to do it for our first 9 holes. Here's our card roundup. Andrew really putting together the best round at -4. Jeff not too far behind at -2, and the other guys are just hanging in there as well.
Yeah, hard to rule Jeff out at any point on a Golden Gate Park course, so excited to see him make a push for the win.
Yeah, tune back in for the back 9 holes. We'll see you there.